Wonder Woman issue number 12. That's right, folks. We have another absolute power tie-in, which is okay, I guess. I mean, we need to clear space so we can have absolute power completely take over the publishing line. That's fine, I guess. Are people digging it? I don't actually know. I haven't been reading it, so I'm not sure how people are vibing with absolute power. I think it's going okay. You know, it's kind of fun. I do like this issue a little bit more than the last Absolute Power tie-in, because it does kind of stay true to like the theme of what the entire run has been so far, which is the power of love, like, you know, being stronger than hate or just, you know, other shit. It's kind of fun. It's kind of a fun book. It gives us a team up I never knew I wanted, and I don't think I need to see it again. It's Diana and Damian Wayne. Hooray, finally. The team up we've all been waiting for. What if the ambassador of peace and love throughout the DC universe had to team up with a dickhead named Robin? Yeah, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? I mean, it's fun for about 22 pages, and then you can move on with your life. I don't need to see this much ever again, which is fine. These aren't two characters that feel like they should cross paths that often, but whatever. They're working together. The idea is they're going to talk to somebody, and they're going to do it the good way, the bad way, good cop, bad cop kind of thing. They're doing Damien's plan first, which is hanging somebody out the invisible jet, and we see that they are interrogating Captain Boomerang. So Wonder Woman is teaming up with a Batman sidekick to interrogate a Flash villain, or a member of the Suicide Squad. And basically, what they want to do is get the information on where Amanda Waller's secret base is, where there's a big prison that would house a bunch of characters. And Damien's plan doesn't work of like dragging him over the ocean and tying him out the side of an airplane, so they go to Diana's plan, which is taking him out for a nice steak dinner, getting a slice of meat, getting some bloomin' onions, just having a good time. And he's like, shut up, this sucks. I really like this entire time. Captain Boomerang is angry and pissed off, thinking this is stupid, and he's just going along with it. It's kind of great. So Diana's like, let's get a nice meal going here, you know, we'll show some decorum and dignity. Damien's like, this is kind of lame. We're gonna give like decorum and dignity to this freak. Captain Boomerang tries to attack her. She knocks him down and stops it. So, you know, decorum didn't work. What's the next plan? Well, Damien's going to hang him again off the invisible jet, but this time over like a gulf where there's sharks. And Captain Boomerang, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's like, you're not going to kill me. I know that, so I'm not afraid of sharks being near me. But Damien throws one of the boomerangs just to like scare him. It actually cuts the rope, so now he's like, oh shit, I'm going to die. Diana jumps in to save Captain Boomerang, and Damien, of course, blames the boomerang because the weight was off on it, because this guy's an idiot, he can't do anything right. So, Damien's plan didn't work. We'll go back to Diana's plan, which is using the power of love. So, through her connections, she gets Captain Boomerang's son Owen to show up, and they have like an actual like heart-to-heart moment, like, I can't believe you're here, it's good to see you, my boy, I love you, everything's great. I was told that if you like gave me the information where this prison is, then both of our sentences could be reduced, because Owen is also in prison. And Diana spent the next page or two just explaining to Damien, like, power of love is pretty good. Meanwhile, we get word balloons that are Owen and Captain Boomerang arguing that neither of them truly love each other, and they're just going to use each other for this situation, either get out of it or get into a better position. And it turns into the father and son literally beating each other up and screaming at each other. So Damien was proven right that love doesn't solve anything. How funny. It's really interesting. I like this pairing. It's fun. You know, she's working with like an asshole kid who thinks he's very entitled and was kind of raised by an assassin, and this was like, yeah, everything's bad. Interrogation and torture. That's what we should do. Diana's like, you need to chill out, my son. Like, relax a minute. I kind of dig it. Also, the entire time, Diana's wearing her Absolute Power tie-in suit. It looks fine. I have nothing against it. It's okay. I mean, does she need more armor if she doesn't have her power? I feel like it'd be like the same for her regardless, right? I don't know. Whatever. That plan didn't work either. So we'll go to the next plan, which is Damien's just going to beat the shit out of him with a bat. Diana's like, this isn't interrogation. This isn't going to do anything. You're just going to torture him and beat him up. And he's like, maybe that'll work. But of course it's not going to work, so they don't do it. Damien doesn't beat him up because this plan is stupid, and he like takes a minute like, ugh. It's a nice moment where he explains, you know, I'm not Batman, and Diana's like, you don't have to be. No, nobody's gonna want you to be Batman because, of course, you know, Captain Boomerang's trying to get under his skin by calling him a little twerp and all that kind of stuff. But he's like, I'm not him. It's like, no. Diana's like, no one wants you to be. I'm also the child of a god, and I know how hard it is to live up to the expectations people have for you. That is a very tender moment that I do appreciate from this book. I really like Diana comforting Damien, just telling him, you're going to have impossible shoes to fill, and that's okay. No one is going to expect you to dance the same dance your father did. So then, it's Diana's turn to try to get some information out of Captain Boomerang. What's she going to do? Just explain to him what life is about. Basically, she's like, we're in a comic book. Things are going to change after this. There's going to be like another crisis or something. And when that comes, what side of history do you want to be on? Do you want to be someone who helped save the world or somebody who went against it? I've seen your record. I know who you are. You've done both good things and bad things. The Suicide Squad is both a good team and a bad team. It doesn't matter. But I think Captain Boomerang is okay. He's an okay guy who's made some bad choices, and I think in the end he'll do what's right. So what do you think's going to be the right choice to make? And he's like, well, I do know Waller pretty good, and I do know every inch of what she's capable of. So I could tell you where the island is, or I could just tell you to go pleasure yourself with an olive and shut up. And she's like, okay, that didn't work. She kicks him in the head. We're going to go back to Damien's plan. And that is hanging him over some more shit. This time, crocodiles. And they're just like, well, we're out of ideas. I guess there's a teacher in failure. So maybe that's going to help us figure out a solution to this problem. And it's just amazing how I really do dig how this book like resolves itself, because it seems very perfect for Tom King. Like, it's the kind of thing he writes, and it works for these two characters, just going back and forth. Well, the hardcore intense torture isn't working. The love and compassion isn't working. How are they going to get the information of where the island is? Oh, Captain Boomerang's an idiot, and he's just going to say it randomly. He's like, I'm never going to tell you where Waller's Island is on Gamora Island. And they're like, did he just say where the island is? Yep. Well, there's one thing we didn't put into context. Flash villains are stupid. That's where the book ends. So I guess we're going to get like that continued either in Wonder Woman issue 13 or in Absolute Power, which I guess that's fine. I mean, if you could just say, we got the information from an island. If you want to like figure out where we figured out where like the island is, read Wonder Woman. That makes sense to me. I'm not against that. That's okay. We also have another backup of The World's Finest, the new Trinity. And this one's kind of fun. They're a little bit older now. And essentially they're going to fight the Mongol of Infinite Earths. And he's like making like an army, and he's like get all this infinite power being built up. And we know where he is in like the Guadanian galaxy or whatever. It's basically a 73-day trip that they have to make as a Trinity. So they're on a spaceship. And it's just them going crazy as they hang out with each other for 73 days. They get mad at each other. Damien didn't pack enough costumes. The boys won't put the toilet seat down. No one's listening to anything Lizzie is saying. They all start to hate each other. They start wearing Damien's costume just in spite of him. When they finally get to fight the Mongol, he's down in one punch, and now they have a 93-day trip back, and they're pissed off about it because they have to spend more time together. Really funny story. Works really well. It's cool. I know why we're doing tie-ins to Absolute Power. It's the company-wide event. That's fine. No issues with that. I get it. And this, all things considered, you know, it kind of stays true to what this book has been. If it just like plopped it in randomly without it being a tie-in, I think you could still make it work, change a couple things. I don't hate it. I think it works fine for everything we've been setting up in this Wonder Woman run. And just for a tie-in to that book, yeah, it makes sense. Damien learned a lesson. Don't be a dick. You're not your father. Sometimes compassion works. So that's a good lesson to learn. So Wonder Woman issue number 12. I am going to give a 7 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And of course, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.